So you're interested in starting to record at home. Maybe you're a singer-songwriter and you have this phone with voice memos with all these ideas that you've just been dying to get out your head. Or you're a producer and you make beats and you want to get somebody to lay a vocal over top of those beats and start putting out hits that way. Maybe you're in a band and you want to get better quality demo recordings made so that you can start to put some ideas out there and get on your way to your first platinum record. In this video, we're going to go over a comprehensive list of everything that you need to record your first hit.
First, you'll need something to capture your sound. You've got several options. A computer of some kind is definitely most ideal, but if you want to get your feet wet with recording, they also make apps for your phone, and if you have an iPad, you can also use those to record. And while it's possible to record on your phone, having a computer, whether it's from Microsoft or Apple, it's definitely going to open up more possibilities for you. So once you have the hardware, then you're going to need to get some software. Recording software is commonly referred to as a DAW, or a digital audio workstation. There's a bunch of different kinds of DAWs that exist, whether it's Presonus Studio One or Logic from Apple. Pro Tools has been heavily referred to as the industry standard for a really long time. The DAW doesn't necessarily matter because the principles are the same among each of them. So we have our computer and we have our software. Now how do we start getting sounds into the computer? A really common place to start would be a USB microphone. So if we were to grab a USB mic, plug it into our computer, set it up with our DAW, we'd pretty much be ready to roll. Depending on your end goal, USB mics are a really affordable solution to recording. However, this presents a bunch of limitations. So what if you want to record more than one thing at once? Let's say you want to mic up a drum kit. That USB microphone isn't going to get you very far. This is why it's a great idea to start investing in an interface right off the bat. An interface is a device that takes the analog signal from your microphone and turns it into a digital signal for your computer. Interfaces come in all shapes and sizes, and usually the first consideration when it comes to buying an interface is how many inputs you need, or how many microphones do you want to use at one time. In the case of this Behringer UM-2, I have two inputs. One's an XLR input, and it's an XLR, but it's also a universal input, so it'll take 1/4 inch as well. The other input is just a 1/4 inch input. If I'm a solo artist playing, let's say, guitar and singing at the same time, this is a great option for me. I can plug my microphone into channel 1 and my guitar into channel 2. This Presonus AudioBox is a step up because it has two universal inputs, so I can either use two XLRs at the same time or two 1/4 inch cables at the same time. So say you want to sing and you want to record your acoustic guitar at the same time, but you don't have an output on your acoustic guitar and you need to mic it up, this would be great for you. So for my last example, here's my personal road-worn Scarlett 18i20. And this has been great for me because it pretty much has me covered in any scenario. I have 8 universal inputs, so XLR or 1/4 inch. So if I want to record drums or I just want to use one input, this kind of has me covered. If you want help finding the right interface for you, you can email either of us via links in the description.
We're going to talk about two main types of microphones in this video. You got your dynamics and your condenser. Dynamic mics like this Beta 58 from Shure are great for high noise environments. You got the noisy street and you're in your apartment. You got the dog barking in the next room at home. When using a dynamic microphone, it'll only clearly capture the sound coming from a few inches away from it. Condenser microphones like this SE are more sensitive than dynamic microphones and need phantom power. That's the little 48 volt plus thing that you see on your interface or on your soundboard. Gotta push that puppy in for it to work. If you try to use a condenser microphone in the same scenario as a dynamic microphone, where you have all of the dogs barking and the street noise in your apartment, you're gonna pick up a lot more of the extra stuff because the condenser mic is so much more sensitive. One thing to note though, with condenser microphones, if you're in a controlled environment, you'll most likely capture a higher quality recording than your average dynamic microphone. In this next portion of the video, we're gonna set up two microphones, a dynamic and a condenser microphone, and I'm gonna stand 5 feet away and then I'm gonna talk. We set both of the gains on our interface to about 3 o'clock. Be willing to bet you can't hear me at all in the dynamic. And in the condenser, you got me and you got our air conditioner. So you've got your interface, you got your mic. Now you'll need a good quality microphone cable and a mic stand. If you need help finding the right microphone, you can either email Aaron or me. Our emails are linked in the description below. At this point in the video, we've covered just about everything you need except for one key element: monitors. Listening to your recording through your computer speakers is a great start, but then you take it out to your car and you listen and it sounds totally different. It's important to be able to listen back and clearly hear the entire frequency range while you're recording. For example, if I'm recording a bass, I might crank up the volume and the frequencies in the lower end to be able to hear the bass clearly through my laptop speakers. Then I take it out to the car, and the bass is drowning out everything else in the mix. There's a bunch of different options for monitoring and recording. Studio monitors come in all shapes and sizes, but if you're a night owl, you don't want to wake the neighbors, or you're on the go with your laptop, headphones are a great option as well.
So we've pretty much summed up everything you need to get a pretty high quality recording. If you found this video to be helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to be the first to see our next video where we do more of a deep dive into the DAW side of recording.